Hey everybody, it's Tracy from First City FPV, and today I just got in my HDZero Box Pro Plus goggles. I, like many of you guys, started with budget goggles. I started with the Fatshark Echoes, and I figure this is probably the next logical step as far as analog goes, because you have the access to start doing HDZero, which I'm really interested in getting into that. But it's also not $600 to $700 like if you go with some of the other Fatshark goggles or the Sky Zones and stuff like that. You're looking at a lot of money, sometimes more than what you pay for the DJI Goggles 3, which I also have those. But these are my next step up in analog. I am really hoping for a big quality jump in my DVR footage, because I've heard many complaints from many people watching this channel saying they don't like my analog footage, and that's what you get when your goggles cost $130. So I'm gonna crack open this box. I literally have not opened it. Little carry-in box, that's cool, or a little carry-in bag, that's cool. Some kind of instruction thing. And here are the goggles themselves. I already watched a couple of video reviews on these, and I know you have to put the foam on yourself. Which a lot of people complain about. Whatever. I'm interested in trying it out. Comes with the headband, obviously. Comes with your charging cable. Comes with a charger cable. Goes to, what is it, XT30? I might be wrong. Might be XT60. I'm not good at battery stuff. I do a lot of 1S stuff, so I'm still getting used to doing multiple S's. Here's your little antennas for the goggles as well. They even give you a little rag for wiping down the lenses. And there's my stuff to stick on my foam for the face part. Well, I'm gonna get this set up and see what the DVR footage looks like, because I'm really interested. I hope these actually output in a higher FPS than the Fatshark Echoes, because when you're doing analog and you're doing freestyle or racing or whatever, it helps to have those extra frames in your DVR footage so you can actually see what's going on. Sometimes you do like a flip or a roll that's so quick it barely even gets picked up by the 29.97 frames a second. So I'm gonna get these set up and do a little bit of a test flight for you guys. So I was expecting an improvement in video quality, but dude, I did not expect this much of a jump. First off, the HDZero Box Goggles can do 100 frames versus the Echoes, which are capped at 60 frames a second. I can't say I can really tell the difference between 160 frames in the goggles, but I feel like it's easier to fly with the HDZero goggles, so maybe those extra frames help it feel smoother, I don't know. The reception on the HD goggles is also a massive step up. My Fatsharks seem to be heavily affected by the amount of Wi-Fi and wireless signal in this building, to the point where it's not just breakup, but it's these seizure-inducing white flashes on the screen. These flashes are non-existent in the HDZero Box Goggles, even in problem spots like behind the stage and in the conference room. Another huge surprise to me is the DVR footage. The Echoes only output at 800 by 400 at 29.97 frames a second, whereas the HDZ goggles can do 1280 by 720 at 60 frames a second for analog, and even higher for HDZero video systems. I should say the Fatshark Echoes video in the goggles is much better than what you see here. I've heard many Echo users say the same thing. I swear some of that noise in the video is only in the DVR footage and not in the actual video transmission. One thing I should mention is that I used a power bank to power these goggles because I don't have any 6S batteries. And when I fired them up for the first time, it sat at the loading screen forever and ever and ever and never booted up. I searched all over looking for an answer and thought I needed to reflash the firmware and all that stuff, but then I found a 2-year-old Facebook post where a guy said you can't go USB-A to USB-C. It has to be C to C. And after I figured that out, I didn't have any more problems. I figured I would mention that, so anybody else thinking about using a power brick, no A to C. Overall, I'm extremely happy with this purchase. I paid $399 for these. It's a massive upgrade from the Fatshark Echoes. If anyone else knows any other goggles in this price range that are as good as the HDZero Box Goggles, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to make that info available for everybody. But otherwise, if cost is a concern, this is basically the only choice before you go up into some really expensive gear. So I highly recommend the HDZero Box Goggles. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Please like and subscribe to the video. I'll see you next time.